looking at me.
So I got a latest request that belongs to EBF, and this is the first time I ever gonna watch this. So the title is called The Forbidden World of Banned Games by Caddy.
But you can do that in Carmageddon, our first banned retro game from 1997. At least it was banned in a lot of countries when it first came out on the PC, including the UK to begin with. Because the fact that you got points for deliberately ploughing down pedestrians and collecting their wheat didn't go down too well for our cute little government, and the UK refused to even certify an age rating to the original game for 10 months unless all blood. A Marvel comic book character
now, this
video
is the game I
that
played
was
the
banned in
hell out of.
Later, they immediately changed their mind.
Yeah.
I don't do drugs, man. I just live here.
The execution kills.
Okay, I do drugs.
Come on, this is funny. Punisher is funny. You can't ban something for being funny. Even the most up-close and personal violent moments, the interrogations, aren't that bad at all.
I'm sorry,
and once
it's
again, the game
interrogation
tells you
mode,
not to overdo them, otherwise you lose points and don't get the mission information you need. So it's in your best interest to keep the game rated PG-13. To be fair, though, this one was easily the nastiest. Forcing a man's face in between the legs of another man's corpse. Hey, man, are you happy to see me? Or is that rigor mortis? Okay, so these are the reason the game was in its naughty 40s. That at least makes a little more sense. But at the same time,
goes from
in an age of Mortal
interrogation
Kombat, this
to
stuff isn't
execution.
too over the top. Maybe except this. Ooh, Timmy, your eye is gone. So how old
Is
do
that
you need
supposed
to
to be
be
a
to play
joke?
this game?
18! For God's sake, don't play this if you aren't.
No, because the gameplay description alone is enough to make me nervous. 5 days in a week, multiple errands per day. Whoa, shit! Features, Epic's Unreal Warfare engine, liquid dynamics, sophisticated
It
AI,
was called that, but
absurd
now it's
over-the-top
now it's
violent
just-
content,
now it's just
and
called
the most
Unreal
exciting
Engine.
gameplay edition of all. Gary Coleman. The game begins, so they suddenly grab a load of assault rifles and storm the building. But I'm not here to kill these innocent people with a right to protest. I'm here to shoot people who
So
insult
much
me.
for peaceful protesting.
What? Okay, right then. I gave all of you a chance. I tried to let you leave peacefully, but you've left me no choice but to shoot my way out. There, lady. Where the hell are you going, walking like a monkey? Help me! It's gunfire! Better run into the building where the gunfire came from! Oh, hello there,
What
PC plod. Nothing to see here. I was just protesting, and then I thought I'd fuck you! What are you buying?
Yo, what's going on, guys? How are you doing today? Mighty here. So last week I've reacted of the title known as The Forbidden World of Banned Games by Caddy, and this man is absolutely hilarious. And there will be a lot of puns, a lot of jokes, and at the same time, reviewing and explaining about most of the games that are considered controversial and why they're banned from UK to Australia, which it makes a lot of sense because when it comes to games that is completely explicit for younger gamers that they wouldn't understand, from like drugs, gore, violence, sexual continuity in the mix of that, and we get that, and yeah, those were things that was a few years back when they basically just punch in every envelopes and take it to the next level. We get that from Carmageddon to Manhunt 2, Postal 2, and still I'm surprised about the Punisher because that is the game that I played the most out of it and used to own it when I still have the PS2. And you know what? I do share that because when it comes to interrogations and yeah, I have that obligation that I just want to execute every thug there is because if you're Frank Castle, there's no second chance. You're done. and it started to make sense of why they had to put the black and white filter, because clearly we could see that the individual has to taste the concrete or get chipped by a wood chipper, and yeah, one that they zoomed it in for no reason. So yeah, and actually seeing the PC version that they actually show that's not completely filtered. So I get it, because this is one superhero, let alone a vigilante ex-cop that just felt to take the law by his own hands, yeah, I understand that. Still, I feel like that this game deserves to be remastered. But anyways, so here I am right now. This is part 2, and of course, this request belongs to EBF. So, Caddy, if you would, begin.
And you know what else Australia initially banned outright, but we managed to get totally uncensored on GameCube and Xbox?
Yeah?
BMX XXX, which, if you search for footage on YouTube for, means you'll end up typing BMX XXX Xbox. And this is why spacebars are very important, otherwise you'll end up going for a drink at the Threelms. And this game is particularly special because it's the first one we've seen so far with a special parental advisory sticker on the case, specifically because of its inclusion of extremely vulgar dialogue, actual footage of real-life nudity, and totally topless bikers that you can play as. BMX XXX takes the sport back to where it all began. On the street, in the street, and all over the street. Yeah, there's so much street in this game, you can't handle the street. We're in the street, on the street, under the street, over the street, inside the street. We are so inside the street, we're fornicating with it. We are so deep inside the street, we were conceived and birthed from it. It's hard.
Damn. Okay, I get it. We're all over the streets. But what about Backstreet? How about that? Or better yet, how about Blackstreet? Okay, that last one, I totally made it up. But seriously though, does anyone ever heard of the R&B group known as Blackstreet? Really? Jesus Christ, I'm old. You know what? Just do yourself a solid and just look it up. That's all. Just wanted to let y'all know.
It's faster, and it's got XXX rated gameplay written all over it, with hookers, pimps, wackos, and dogs on heat. If you want hardcore, look no further.
Dogs on heat?
Do you want dogs on heat? Then play the booby biker game. Creator Rider. BMX's state-of-the-art Creator Rider empowers you to build virtually any type of male and female from head to toe. Yeah, exactly. That's the key word we're looking at here. Empowers. This is such an empowering video game. I mean, take a look at this bonus FMV clip of a random broad in a strip club, and you tell me that's not empowering. Speaking of, it's time for us to create our rider, and our default... Our default character is a man with a thumb for a head. I know you can't really improve on perfection, but I've got to at least try. I've got to go the full hog here, so here we go. Overweight man with a six-pack and lingerie. But that's not what you're here to see,
masculine.
Is it? No. You're here to see 2002 original Xbox breeds, aren't you?
Really?
Okay, fair enough. So let's go back to Creator Rider, find a female rider, and see what we can do. There's no topless option? What? But I wanted to see a pair of 12-polygon breeds! One of the main controversial selling points of this game nearly 20 years ago was that it had bare honkers in it, and you can't even let me have that right out of the gate? Well, fine. I didn't want to do this exactly, but if you're not going to let me do that, then you've given me absolutely no choice but to pick the stupidest option from every single category of the creation menu. Everyone, meet Windy, the queen of messing herself and sitting in it. Now... it's time to ride the bike. Oh my god! Oh my! Look at
that booty!
Come on, Windy, do a manual. Ooh! Oh wait, no, I can't leave the level. Turn around, Windy. Turn around. You know what? I don't even care that we didn't get to see 2002 video game breach. This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. You ever seen a half-naked skinny woman fall off of a BMX and immediately turn into a bridge? Well, now you have. Stairs? Who needs stairs? We've got facial hair and a nappy. Stairs don't apply to us. Okay, Windy, time for a backflip. Oh no, Windy, your beautiful legs. Okay, so to be fair, Australia did eventually get this game with all of the sex references and vulgar content removed, but that wasn't until way later when all of the controversial hype already died down. So, at the end of the day, what you're left with, at the core, is a BMXing game. And that's a shame because the game is shit. As it turns out, BMX XXX Xbox was originally supposed to be the third game in the Dave Mirra freestyle BMX franchise before Dave Mirra himself caught on how tasteless and terrible the final game was going to be and threatened to sue Acclaim unless all mention of him or implications he endorsed
he also had a
and
PlayStation 2
that explains everything
version.
For why I hate playing this, because I don't like the Dave Mirra games. They're just a slower, stiffer, and more restrictive Tony Hawk to me. And that's when they work properly. But that's the thing with BMX XXX. It's based on a game I already don't don't like, and it doesn't work properly. Grinds cancel out for
Obviously.
absolutely no reason at all. Grinds randomly don't activate for no reason at all. The camera is too close to you, meaning you get stuck in between the ramps for no reason at all. You fall off your bike randomly for no reason at all. The camera is too close to you, meaning you get... It's absolutely unplayable, and I know this is my fault, but I'm starting to get sick of looking at this overgrown, skinny clown baby, so surely there has to be a way for us to see what else is hiding on this disc. Aha! The cheat menu. Perfect. Unlock absolutely everything, and just for the hell of it, extra bouncy crash
Super
mode. Time
crash
to go back to
mode?
create a rider, and let's see if this time we can get... What? Yeah, sorry about the pixelation. I don't want YouTube to take this video down entirely, but trust me, you can see them.
Yeah.
And they have a huge vein. And with this newfound power at my disposal, here is my newest creation. Everyone, meet Rough Windy. If she was road legal, she'd be all-wheel drive. And don't worry, everyone, just in case you really wanted to, you can adjust the size of her chest.
You know, the funny thing is, they actually have that option on Soul Calibur 6.
Because I'm sure somebody finds that hot. So what happens when you let loose a hefty topless woman with a pair of white underpants and a traffic cone on her head onto a BMX and activate super bouncy crash mode?
Watch. This is so pathetic. Oh my god.
Oops, I guess Rough Windy was too heavy and she fell through the floor. The game broke, what a shame. Okay then, so now I want to take a look at some banned or controversial games that were just never released in the UK whatsoever. For whatever reason, they never made it to the shelves. You know, like... Thrill Kill on the PS1.
What the?
Sorry, I don't need your mouth. I've actually got a physical version. What a bellend. So a few years ago, I made a video about Thrill Kill, a PS1 game that was never actually released at all from how controversial it was back in 1998. But since that video, I managed to grab myself a custom-made physical copy on eBay with a manual, soundtrack, and everything. Even better, it actually works on my hacked PS2.
Oh my god,
and it's just as I remember
now.
it,
I remember
right down
seeing
to the flames that cut off from the bottom of the screen to make it look like they're really there. Belladonna with the stringy poo coming out of her head, Mammoth, who reminds me of a fig, Dr. Faustus, who might as well be called Dr. Fawcett because he looks like a tap, and Cletus, who has an alternate costume where he takes some of the blood from around his face and uses it to stick a wig on. And then, of course, there's the game itself in all of its glory, complete with the AI that all do nothing but gang up on you and tear your head off like you're a grandma on Black Friday, and everything else about the game being nowhere near as deserving to be banned as it was when I first laid eyes on it.
I'm sorry.
There were plenty of games just as violent, if not more violent than this on the PS1 that came out way before Thrill Kill. And even if this was the most gruesome and offensive game of all time, it's still just as good as this lady's costume of a traffic light. Hang on, I think I know why this game was really banned. You don't need to hide it from me.
Oh, is it?
It's because it had a cross-eyed costume, isn't it? It's a totally aimless, button-mashing four-player fighter with no...
And the thing about this, I apologize for the pausing, but the graphics, they use the same type of it for Wu-Tang Clan Shaolin Style. If I'm not mistaken, that's the name of the title. It's pretty much the same thing as Thrill Kill. And wow, looking at this, it's so... What's the best word I can describe this? Cheesy and generic. How this is gonna be? I think it's just basically that's something that's based off of a movie, a horror movie title.
Strategy, nothing to learn, a terrible auto lock on, no individual health bars to strategize who you should knock out, matches that go on forever in a million rooms shaped like a box, repetitive animations, and the only really suggestive content being a big burly man in tight-fitting leather with a chain whip and a lady doing a moan. Not to mention, I don't think I can ever unsee the image of a small man on stilts with a thong dressing up like a member of the village people.
Well, he's definitely no
Don't get me
imp
wrong,
that I
I'm
know
more than
of.
happy to have this on my shelf as a cool little custom piece of gaming history that was never meant to be sold. But I just don't think the game is very good. So how about we take a look at another game that was deemed so controversial it never even made it to the UK? Like the Guy game.
What?
This is no. Why, hello there, ladies. You look clean. Hang on, this is the Guy game. Where's the men? The guy game is a game all about answering trivia
Only
questions.
one guy
Yeah,
on
you
the
didn't
cover.
see that coming, did you? Look, just because guys may be slobbering lust monsters doesn't mean we aren't smart, and the guy game is here to truly test your knowledge in all the right ways. With boob! The guy game is what happens when a load of morons go to spring break with a few cameras, a few microphones, and then coax a load of bimbos that stink of regret into playing a game where if they get an answer to a trivia question wrong, they suffer the indignity of exposing themselves to a man-sized ferret. But don't worry, if you get a question wrong, you don't need to expose anything. Well, you could have told me earlier. The guy game is aimed squarely at testosterone-laden college students, spring breakers, and, well, any red-blooded American guy.
Red-blooded
Boys, this is a man's game for grown-up manly manly men. Couldn't you tell from this manly face on the front?
Especially, look at that face. Look at that face. Are you serious? Is this the best they could offer for just having one guy, bunch of babes, and with that look? No reasons.
Cover? Doesn't that get you in the mood to see some girls? You bring the party and we'll supply the game. You'll score every time. Oh yeah, I feel like I'm really scoring right now.
You're still naked, man.
In the dark, in my pants, playing PlayStation 2. How's your game? Well, I'm playing a video game instead of seeing real women, so my game is just dandy. I don't know about you lot, but I can't wait to see the assets of Press, VP, Tress, and A-hole. So let's boot the game up. After everything we've seen so far, even the word loading is nasty. Oh yeah. I'm having a right load.
Oh my god.
Yay! Here's the intro FMV cutscene letting us know what the hell we're getting ourselves into. Oh god.
Commentary?
Please no. Please don't tell me that this game has commentary from this hog. Well, I think it would be downright rude to start the game without meeting the babes first, so let's check out some of the people we'll be looking at today. Ramona, what do you look for in a man? His jugular vein? Okay. Zoe, ultimate dream, to be able to jog without pain. Now that's a woman we can all aspire to be. Simone, I lost my virginity, but I still have the box it came in. Awesome, can you ship it over to me? Oh, wow. I didn't know that Ronald Reagan was a double D cup. Unfortunately, though, this is probably the best of the talent we're going to be seeing because the rest of the women here...
I'm attracted to short guys because they like me.
What do you look for in a man?
Tall.
Aren't very bright. Maybe I'm being too harsh. So let's go to the behind-the-scenes photos and see if there's any more intelligent people lurking in there.
Apparently not.
Hot! Oh, I can smell the testosterone. My name is... Sticky, and to start with, we only have one episode, but that's not a big deal. Okay, we also need a profile name.
Fuck.
And Big Daddy was the default, so I'm gonna change it only a tiny bit. Perfect. The rules of this trivia game are very simple. Don't bother getting any questions right because it doesn't matter. Instead, if you want to get anywhere in this game and unlock further episodes, that's entirely down to how well you can randomly guess if the brazen hussy you're talking to will be able to get the same question right or wrong. Or if you're feeling extra dangerous, you'll need to guess what wrong answer they will give in the special round of titwits. If you guess wrong too many times, this woman appears and berates you.
What's wrong with you? Don't you want to see titties?
Yes! So the more times you guess correctly, the more you add to the patented flashometer, and the more norks you get to see. Level 1 is soft and squishy, where everything gets censored with a guy game logo, meaning some poor soul had to keyframe animate this logo on top of every single woman. Luckily, I don't mind boobs, but the guy game logo... Level 2 is sort of chubby, which if I ever hear a dong described as that again, I'll cut it off. And that's when the women end up going from logo censoring to pixelation. Squares! Capping this off is level 3, super stiff, where the censoring is totally gone and the true light of God bursts from... Oh, and by the way, every time you move the flashometer along, it comes.
Why did they add that?
Why? And if all of this gets a little bit too much, you know, like if you can't handle the unbridled sexiness going on, it's okay, because you can quit the game whenever you want with the hottie bagger. This game is terrible. A quiz game is nothing without a good host, though, and the guy game doesn't disappoint with Matt Sadler.
I'm trying to be an RN.
That's the dude's
Training to be
name?
an RN, a nurse. Yeah, and how about you?
Same thing.
I'm picturing the two of you in nurses' outfits as we speak, so it's great. Awesome.
He's delightful. Although our side commentators, Steve and Dick,
A college student who's working as a waitress. When you ask her for food, she brings it to you.
are definitely a close second.
Okay, I'll do my best not to give you a hard one. But I gotta tell you, I got a hard one.
Stephanie
Okay,
is now causing
you have no right to
problems
say that.
with my shorts.
If anything, I think there's only one missing piece that would complete this puzzle and make the game perfect. PS2 Buzz controllers.
1, 2, 3.
Which is the birthplace of the King of Pants?
Oh, by the way, when I started this match, I made sure that balls were turned on. So yeah. When can we see the mat? And at this point, I don't even know if the flashometer is how uncensored you're able to make the game, or how much blood you're able to add to Matt Sadler's face, because the further you get, he just
With a
gets
name,
redder and
Sadler,
redder.
as
He's
a
like
last
a
name,
ripening little
I can only
strawberry.
describe
He
him
looks
as-
like he's about to burst. Has he not seen a woman before?
Big penises, all of us.
You want to know the
And the
sleaziest
voice
part
is
of all of
terrible.
this, though? This red-faced
one word I could describe about him,
getting all worked up
sad.
and sweaty, gawking over all of these 18-year-old college women is 32. And just so I'm clear, the age gap isn't the problem. I just find it really funny to think that this guy has had such bad luck with women for over a decade of his adult life that the
I
only
would
way he's
believe
able
that.
to see jugs
I
is by
would
setting
believe
up
that.
a PS2 trivia game with questions
And the
about
fact that
Miles
he- that
Davis,
he is short
Monopoly,
as hell.
particle science, and Star Trek. He knows these ladies are going to get them all wrong. He knows that means he'll see them all, and he loves it. Or maybe he doesn't, because at the end of it, he only ends up as semi-flaccid.
I'm on a mission in this round.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna see him.
I think that's another word
You
for
want to know what really gets me
douchebaggery.
going? Schindler's List. Oh, look, it's a game about throwing balls into a load of targets for 4 minutes straight. You know, what every hot-blooded American guy loves to do in the
is
middle of
this?
their happy time. If I ever match with somebody on Tinder, I want to see if they can score more than 402,000 on balls shots. I want to know they're worthy enough for my body.
Elephant eggs are really big.
Okay, so these women
Nani?
may be thick, but at the very least, they were all here of their own consent and were all of perfectly legal age. 19, 20, 23,
Oh my
20,
God.
20, 19, 17. Yeah! So as it turns out, this game was not only never released anywhere else in the world other than the States for its content, but it was eventually taken off the shelves entirely because one girl in one of the very final episodes of the game was allegedly under legal age when she decided to throw herself on camera.
That's,
I am holding
That
a
is what we
disc
call a red flag.
that contains illegal boob in it. It's got to be
Ow!
destroyed. I can't let anybody get
Again.
their hands on this ever again. And more importantly, it doesn't match with my PS2 shelf.
Bird.
So that game has really winded me and I'm starting to run on fumes. So let's end this video off by taking a look at what I think is the best, which I have saved for last. Sex Vixens from Space. A game...
Wait a minute. This is the big Nunny? What? Give me a second. Sex Vixen from Space. This is one I don't think I've never heard of this before. And that sounds like that's something that's straight from the 70s. And I ain't talking about a movie. I'm talking about a different type of a movie. If you get the term, what I'm about to say, and which I refuse to say it out loud, because I wanted to keep it as a, I guess as another term of a PG-13 rated for this kind of video, I guess. But let's continue.
The UK government hated so much that when we heard about a shipment coming over in 1989, British Customs actually grabbed a hold of every copy that they could and physically destroyed them, never allowing them to be sold by any
Wow.
UK retailer ever again. Yes, I'm not joking. Look it up.
Wait a minute, so that's...
I got this from Canada.
From
yes,
Amiga?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I'm the only person in this country that owns an actual physical copy of Sex Vixens from Space. And guess what the game came on? Floppies. But I don't happen to own a working Amiga, so it's time to jump onto an emulator. Right, here we are at the boot up screen. Oh, and there's the copyright protection instructions, so all I've got to do is type in the... Oh. Yeah, it turns out that every time you boot this ROM up, the message that tells you what word to type in from the manual that comes with the game in order to prove that you own the game stays on the screen for less than 2 seconds. So shit, what am I supposed to do now? Hello?
Object not found.
Where's the naked?
Object not found.
So eventually I ended up just typing in every single word from the instruction manual into this thing, just praying to God that it would eventually boot up. And lo and behold, I got it working.
Okay. What the hell? That is disturbing.
What? The stuff. Ori, you are Captain Brad Stallion, owner and operator of the one-man space vehicle known throughout the galaxy as Big Thruster. For years, there have been rumors about this tribe, a colony of beautiful, sex-starved women hidden somewhere in space. According to many legends, they suddenly appear, raid the male-dominated rural planetary systems with their sex ray gun, leaving them... No! Stop there! The story is perfect. I don't need to read anymore. So here we go. The game has begun. You are in deep space.
Lots of thoughts are going right
Big
there.
Thruster. I wonder why they call it that! And then you're thrown into a point-and-click interface where you can click on objects, look into your inventory, move north, east, south, and west, and type exact and specific commands onto the screen to interact with some other objects that you think you should just be able to click on, but the game doesn't like to explain that one, so good luck and have a nice thrust. What you've got to do next is absolutely beyond my comprehension, though. The game just leaves you to figure out everything on your own, and with no music, no sound effects, no hints, and no nothing, you need to know what direction to walk, what to type and where, what to click on, and what to use from your inventory on what item. That sometimes means you've got to type how you want to use the thing instead of just clicking it.
Why is this so complicated? I just want to see some big moo-moo milkers.
I didn't spend too much time on this one. It's awful. The best I was able to do was make the spaceship move, and I couldn't even land it. But I don't want to miss out on Amiga computer bonking, so let's look up a walkthrough. How do we play this game?
Space N, push button, D, blast off, USSS, open SEU, get
God.
card.
No thanks, I'm looking it up online. What was so bad about this game that the UK customs team just had to destroy all of them?
Okay.
Is that it?
That was only one.
It's the policeman!
Oh.
They've come to destroy my Sex Vixens from Space game! Well, what else should I have expected? We're still pretty sensitive even today, aren't we? I mean, we live in a world now where people got genuinely angry and upset that the upcoming Cuphead DLC had a female character in it. Why? Why does anyone care? She's a cup! Why does the gender matter? Nobody wants to fuck a cup! Please subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, or I'll piss on your cat. Special thank you to my executive producers on my Patreon page in the description below. Lucifer 1307, Starman Stubbs, Anders Amdel, Basil, Blake Brown, Captain Demersan, Dave Marshall, Dredge and Bungo, Enerjack 5, Eric Branke, Exopaz, Hat Foodini, Heartfire, Inflim, Iron Ninja, Mitchell Reed, Ramen Wolf 1485, Raven Tora, Red Eye Critic, Skullman, Slowponk, TARDIS Type 40, The Game Shed, The Real Kit Nathaniels, Try Tressler, Tudor Apples, Whirlwind Abyss, Flick Joseph, Dan and Alex, MR Rushton, Bilal Choudhury, Saviour of Light, Chris Rainbird, Dylan Crawler, Harper Onions, Lewis McNamara, and Terrell. Stan.
Okay. That clearly wraps up to the entire video of the forbidden world of banned games. And now it makes sense why that most of these games that are considered that are controversial, and not just to the government, but the parents, to all the scenes that are obscured and offensive, and that would raises a lot of issues and red flags that was considered that they make a lot of changes. But Sex Vixen from Space, wow. Even if it is from Amiga, that's one I don't think I've never seen before. And it makes perfect sense of why UK wanted to destroy every physical copy that's ever they got. And can I just at least say that the graphics are a little bit of off? I mean, it's so disturbing, and all you see was just one. Yeah, I think there's more. There are more scenes than just one. The guy game. No offense, but couldn't they come up with a better type of a name? I could imagine how this game was developed by, I don't know, to say a bunch of frat boys. That's the only thing they could think of. It's to me, it's more like Girls Gone Wild meets, well, mixed with a trivia game, and you have one douchebag that is so short. And yeah, I think that he's a less attractive. And seriously though, have you not seen the cover? I mean, this is a guy that's just looks like a complete total douche. The real kill, yeah, that's one that I do remember seeing it on the screenshots, but never own it. I don't think my friend ever actually had that game of it, but the graphics though, all I think about is Wu-Tang Clan. That's it. But wow. This is insane. And only Caddy was brave enough to make it happen. So, kudos to you, brother. And I think that that made me feel a little relief. And one of the reasons that there are games that I haven't played when I had the PS2, and that's probably for the best, because I would be laughing myself to death and be upset that I wanted to trade the games badly, because this ain't for me. But EBF, I appreciate you showing me this video, and definitely that brings a whole lot of laughs. And he is a technical whiz genius there. So if you guys do enjoy from part 1 and part 2, and if so, let's leave it a likes and also leave the comments down below, and I will catch y'all in the next video. So take care, guys, and if I apologize and if the camera is shaking, I do apologize in advance. So it's just, I think that that one part that I hear the sound effects, it's obviously that's the Goofy screaming that cut off about like a second. And it played it twice, so it just gave me a sense of deja vu. But I will catch y'all in the next video. So take care, guys, and be safe.